So today we will be building this AI agent that automates your Gmail. In this video, we will be going through the workflow step by step, which starts by watching through your emails. Then it evaluates them to check if they're customer support or not. If they are, then it's going to hit the customer support agent that has access to your internal policies, FAQs, and other documentation. And then it crafts you an accurate draft in the same thread of the original email. And you can go there and approve it before you send it off. And then it can notify you on Slack or in Telegram that a message has been drafted. So now let's check the agent. Yeah, so I already sent an email. Let me show you. Yeah, as you can see, this is the email body. Hi Agnif, it is about a custom-made keyboard that I purchased from your store. The light behind the keys are flickering and don't take input and don't respond with utmost latency. I want to know what can be done about it. Maybe a replacement or a return should work. Thanks. So this is the mail that we received. So yeah, let's try and execute the workflow. As you can see, the customer support agent is working. It's retrieving the data from the Pinecone store, and now it will try to draft a response. And as soon as it drafts the response, it sends it to Gmail, and I should receive a Telegram message saying that there has been a draft. Yeah, so as you can see, it's saying that an email has been drafted. So now, as you guys are familiar with the whole execution, let's start building it step by step. So before starting, let's again check the steps. The first step would be to create a Gmail trigger and filter if the support issue or not. So we check that if the incoming mail is actually a support issue or it is something that we can ignore. Step 2 is we use a vector database to retrieve the info. Like we use the information in the vector database to format a reply to the customer support issue. Then we upload our data into Pinecone. So what is Pinecone? Pinecone is basically a vector database. You can think of it as a repository for your AI agent to get into and check through all the documents and find the relevant information for the customer support issue. And then we format and draft the email and then we send it. So yeah, that's a quick run through of all the steps. Create a new workflow. Okay, so the first step would be to add a Gmail trigger. Gmail on message received. So first you have to connect your Gmail credentials. So I've already connected mine, and if you want to see how we connect all the Gmail credentials and all the APIs, then I've made a video about it. You can check that out in my channel. So yeah, poll times would be every minute. You have to check every minute if a mail has been received or not. So I sent an email to myself, and now I will try to fetch the test event. So it's looking for the email, and as you can see that it received the email. So as you can see the text here. So yeah, we will pin this data because we'll need it. But before that, it's a very important information. We should click on simplify. So this way, the HTML and the formatting of the email that we received becomes very simple. Now we create a set field, because we need to manually map the data into 3 types. One is going to be the subject, one is going to be the email body, and the other one is going to be the thread ID. So what this will do is it will help us to use these labels further in the automation. We'll click on add field. For example, first we do subject, and subject is a string. So we'll go down, put the subject here. Okay, product issues. Now here email body, and this is a snippet, and we go and put it here, email body. And next we have sender email. We need the email of the sender so that we can create a draft later on. From. So now we have to also add the thread ID so that we can link the information in the later part of the video again. Thread ID. So we can find the thread ID here. Oops, it didn't go through. Okay, fine. Execute step. As you can see, priority issues, email body, center email, and thread ID. We all have it together. Cool. So the next step is we have to give it some sort of brain so that it can differentiate if the mail is customer support or it's a normal generic mail. So we need to add a language model. For example, we are adding OpenAI. It should be a message model. So again, you have to create and connect your credentials, your OpenAI credentials. Resource should be text. Operation should be message model. So let's choose ChatGPT for Omni and the prompt. Yeah. So you are an intelligent text classifier for customer interactions. Your task is to decide if a given text should be treated as customer support issue or not. So yeah, again, I created this whole prompt using ChatGPT. So don't worry, I'll just link it in the description, so you'll be able to just copy paste it. Don't worry. So the role would be user. Again, we simplify it out, and again the output content should be JSON because we need to again have those labels with us. Yeah, let's execute the step. Yeah, so as you can see right here, it's coming as the role is assistant, and this support issue, it's coming as true. Perfect. So now what we have to do is we have to create a switch node. Yeah. So the logic is going to be, if the mail is labeled as a support issue, then it is routed to the AI assistant, which then retrieves the data from the vector database and then drafts a reply. If not, then we just break the sequence. So the value 1 will going to take this, and note that the support is a boolean value, so we have to make sure that this should be boolean and is true. We need to set an output name because it's going to be very useful in the later parts of the video. Customer support. Okay, and again another one. So again, let's keep it boolean, and it should be is false. Okay, not support. Cool. As we can see that it has filtered out the email into customer support and not customer support, and in the customer support we get the item as 1. So it has passed the execution and it has identified the mail as a customer support issue. So now we have to connect it to an AI agent. Should be defined below. So now the prompt or the user message will be the email body that we get. So let's go to edit fields and let's paste the email body here. So the user message is going to be the email body itself. Next, we also need a system message. We have to define the agent, what it needs to do. So you are a helpful and empathetic customer support agent for your hardware store name. For example, we can give it Infinite Computers, a company that sells computer hardware and accessories. Your task is to write a professional, clear, and empathetic draft email to reply the customer's message. The prompt, again, I generated it with ChatGPT. We can check it out later. I'll link it down below. And we have to connect a chat model. This will be Open AI chat model. 4.1 mini works first. Cool. Now we have to give it the tool, and the tool is going to be the vector database tool. Type vector and let's go down. And yeah, as you can see, this vector store question answer tool, add it here, and it should be the description of the data. So you will retrieve the company documentation for customer support and policy and FAQ. We are the vector store, and we will use Pinecone Vector here. Operation mode should be retrieve documents as a vector store. I will retrieve the documents from a particular set index from a set namespace. So now what is an index? So an index is basically, you can think of it as a room which has all the data, and a namespace is the shelf which contains those particular files. So we will choose a index. Example, I'm choosing sample because I've pushed the data previously in the sample. And now we have to give it a namespace. So it should be customer support. Okay. Give it an embedding. Open AI embedding, and make sure it's embedding 3 small. Let's rename it to customer support. Now we have to give it a brain to actually, retrieve the documents smartly from all the chunks that is present. So think of it as there's a shelf and it contains all the documents. Now the customer support issue does not require the agent to go through all the documents and then see where it will find the particular issue, but it can use its own conscience and go through the shelf and choose a particular document and refer the particular page where there is a remediation for that issue. We're going to use an OpenAI chat model again, GPT 4.1 mini, and yep, we are good to go with this. Perfect. And now the last tool that we need is a Gmail tool which crafts a draft email. Source should be draft because we're going to create a draft email, and it should be create an email. Now the subject. So what would be the subject? So this means that we have to link it to the subject of the email that the customer sent, because it's going to create a thread under that. So we are going to drag it from here, edit fields and subjects. It's going to be product issues. Perfect. Email type would be text, and the message would be let the model define the parameter. Now we have to give it a thread ID. It is able to and make sure that it is replying to the particular email and not replying to any other email that is present in our inbox. Copy this thread ID here, and then we need the sender email. We paste it here. Perfect. Now you must be thinking, where did we push the file at the first place? Like, came inside the room and kept all the documents in the shelf. So this is done by a particular agent which pushes the data from the PDF, in this case from a document, into the Pinecone Vector store. Whenever we click on test workflow, it takes the document and it pushes it into the Pinecone Vector store, and then this is a default data loader which actually breaks the data into chunks, because the data is huge, right? So we have to break it into chunks. So you can imagine of chunks as content. So every time we go to the table of contents, we can choose which chapter we want to read in order to grasp a certain sort of information. So it works the same way. We also use a token splitter so that we divide it into specific chunks so that the agent can come back to it and use it more efficiently. I've also made a separate video on how to upload a document or upload a folder and use it inside a RAG agent. Link everything, so just make sure to check it out. Almost done with this. Now the last step would be to connect a Telegram node. So make sure that your credentials are verified with Telegram, and then you make sure the resource is a message, and then you send operation is to send a message. You have to retrieve the chat ID. Then when it comes to text, is going to be text that the agent sends to your Telegram saying a message has been drafted or connected here. Perfect. So let's try and execute it. Perfect. As you can see that received an reply from our email agent that an email has been drafted. So guys, that was it for today's video. I hope I was able to run through everything smoothly, and I hope that you got some real value here, and everything including the prompt and the details will be shared in the description, and also the links to the videos that I have mentioned in between would be there in the I button. You can check it out. And apart from that, if you enjoyed the video and you're still here, then it'll really help me if you smack the like button and also subscribe if you want to see more content like this. Thank you. Peace out.